One. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 36 Chambers of Crypto Taxes podcast series. My name is Jamal Solomon, aka Crypto J. In this series, we like to talk about anything small business, crypto, blockchain. It's just not taxes. And what I like to do, I like to introduce my wonderful network to you guys. And if you've been paying attention, this is episode number 4 in our series, Tax Accountant Meets the Bookkeeper. So in this one, we're going to talk about software. And software, we could go on for hours, but we're going to go for 10 minutes. All right. Quick. So what we want you to do is just take notes and just take it from there. If you want to talk to us, talk to us. If you want to have that conversation with your own accountant, have that conversation, because what we're telling you could save you a lot of money. So Vonmarie, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vonmarie Thomas, and I'm an advisor for Breakaway Bookkeeping and Advising. And I basically help clients, I help people with businesses and other legal entities that require financial tracking, financial reporting, and analysis if need be. So you can definitely find me later on at breakawayba.com/Vonmarie.
And this is our 4th straight interview. So I'm dying, guys. I'm dying, but I pledge, I'm in the fraternity, I pledge. So I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it productive. So software systems, there's so much software systems, whether you want to spend $1 billion on it or $2, or you feel $2 is too much, then it's free. So there's literally no excuse for people that have no software and still use Excel spreadsheets. Not bring shame to people, but the worst thing you could do in my world, in Vonmarie world, is give us an Excel spreadsheet. You just want to pay us extra more money, because it just makes life more complex, but also it affects your planning. It's just there's no reason, guys. So Vonmarie, like, what should people look into in software systems for accounting?
For accounting, my favorite style of having a system is that the different softwares talk to each other. So you might pay a bill in one software, but it marks it as paid back in your accounting software. And one that lets you separate the responsibilities of any person on your team, right? So no one person has too much access or too much power over your accounting records, and they can't be writing checks and also reconciling your books, right? And if they do write checks, you don't want them to be able to just have ownership over the whole area. You want to be able to nitpick and assign. Like, you do this, but then you also do like the bill pay, and you do the AR, and you do the reconciliation. And the way that happens is when you have different pieces of software. Like, I use one piece of software to collect all the documents from my clients. And it's as simple as forwarding a picture from your phone, sending it in email, and it just uploads into the software. And then I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, let me assign this a category. Then it flows back into the accounting system. And if it happened to be something that needed to get paid, then in the third software, since I don't have access to your bank account, because I don't want to, I just want to be able to see everything, read only. Then in the third software, I will mark it as something to pay. And by then I would have sent you a report with the listing of every bill that you might have had. And you tell me, should this be paid? Or when should it be paid if you want it to be?
Oh, yeah, and we mentioned that in another video. Like, guys, don't give your outside bookkeeper or even an employee access to your bank account. It's not going to end well. I know, and I know you might say, "Oh, it's my family member, it's my spouse, it's my cousin, it's my pastor." I don't know. I could tell y'all some stories that y'all be like, oh, yeah. So just don't do it. Just take our word and just don't give someone too much access. I personally do not want access because if something happens, you gotta try and blame me. Nope, don't give me access. Don't give on. We don't want none of that smoke. She got the nice pitch in the background. She's trying to live a relaxing life right here, guys. But Vonmarie, like, so since there's so much options of software, how does a client know or a business owner know that they overpaying for a software? Because Bloomberg, I think Bloomberg, Reuters, one of them got some. They always send me emails, but when I see the price, I'm like, good, it's expensive. Do I really need that? No. But sometimes clients feel like just because it's expensive, it's going to do everything that they need and more, but then they might not use 90% of the features. Like, when do someone know that they overpaying for a software system for
So
their needs?
for their needs, I
Yeah.
mean, it depends on their needs, right? And then obviously, like, they would look at the different qualities of the software, right, like what it is they need it to do, and what ease it creates in their accounting and in their business processes, right? I know there's things like NetSuite that's like a monster accounting software. You can do sales in there, you can keep track of almost anything, and it definitely has a lot of ways to feed information into it, which is why it exists and why it's expensive. But if you don't need that, you're just starting out, you don't need to track certain things, then something simple like Wave or QuickBooks or Zero, you can definitely use, and then just give those reports to your tax accountant, and that's it. Just make your life easier, but definitely use some kind of software. I have written an article about how to keep track of your books in Excel. It's not ideal, but if that's all you have, then okay, you might as well use that. But if you can pay for the minimum package on an actual accounting system where you could plug in your bank account and your credit card and all the transactions just feed into it, that's the perfect thing. Like that's ideal.
And shout out to Adrian, is a person, if y'all know, I do a lot of programs where she's a CPA. She told me about Wave because I was always team QuickBooks for like since I was 2 years old. All right, not two, but maybe 20. But and always threw everybody to QuickBooks too. And she's like, look into Wave. Man, I use that for my own business. It's like everything I need. Tax accountants, I don't have a lot of complex transactions, sales, tax returns, so it's
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I felt like I was overpaying for QuickBooks. Yes, QuickBooks is cute. It gives me the nice reports, whatever. But for me personally, I didn't really need and I don't have, a big staff or anything like that. So I didn't need all that. So sometimes to save a little bit of money, but also keep the same quality, Wave does have some cons, like invoices. Let's not talk about that, but it's not the best to do invoices with your clients with Wave, especially if it's big. You don't know when you're gonna get your money. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. Hey, listen, guys, don't invoice nobody over $500 on Wave. Just take it from Crypto J. Don't do it. But if you have a lot of $100, $75 invoices with the 500 and above, you don't know when you're gonna get your money, you know. And I learned that the hard way during tax season, but that's another issue. So do you know you have what? I can't be mad because it's an inexpensive option. So I can't be like, oh, I get my money in free.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be like, yo, man, you're not paying nothing. Like, what you mad at us for? But if you paying $1 billion for a software system, an invoice system, and you want your money tomorrow or in 2 days, so that's when you could be mad and stuff like that. So you have to know your personal situation. Don't compare your situation to what I do for my company or what Vonmarie. You got to say, okay, can I live with invoices that might go up or down? Do I need better reports or better you know, tangible yeah, like reports and stuff like that. You have to know it for yourself. And then vice versa. You could be paying to have a cheap thing that you need to go higher on. That happens too.
Mhm.
Like some
Absolutely.
it's gonna come a while that Wave might not be it for me and QuickBooks may not be it for you because now ain't nothing quick about your business. So you gotta pay accordingly, but you have to know when it's time. And when it's time, guys. It's like being in a relationship. When it's time to move on, it's time to move on. Don't hold on to it, guys. That's the same thing with accounting software. Um,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, your business is your baby. You want to do the best for your baby. You want to see it grow. You want to do the best things for it. And like I say, I'm a family person. I'm always bringing up family crap. But you want to have your baby grow and not still be in diapers and when it's supposed to be in that. So treat your accountant things serious because a lot of times as a tax accountant, I just see people just disrespecting. I know I joke a lot, right? But I see a lot of people disrespecting the bookkeeping and tax aspect of it because all they see it is as, am I going to owe money or I'm going to get a refund? But it is my intention, it's always my hope in these videos that you see beyond that because that's keeping a lot of people stuck and not in the growth phase. Because if you think that single-mindedly and you think that all you have to do is just post on IG and your business is going to go to the moon and you don't have to worry about anything else, it's not going to happen like that, unfortunately. So, treat it accordingly. Do you have any like top recommendation?
I I love I am partial to expensive QuickBooks only because of the customization. And I've worked with other accounting software, like large ones, but for the small business folks, I really like QuickBooks. I really like Zero. I like the level of customization on them, like the level of and the ability to track certain things. You can separate your reports out into entities, right? If you have three businesses working out of one bank account, one business bank account, it kind of helps one to separate the bank accounts out into the different businesses, but also it allows you to be able to hook it up to one software and have reporting based on those different business lines and entities. So that's super helpful too.
And guys, just because I personally use Wave, don't do me as I still love QuickBooks. Like Vonmarie said, it's a great system. And I'll still recommend it. But you just gotta know whether or not it makes sense for you to have anything like that. But like I said, with the thousands of different things, there's no really wrong option. If you pay too much, you pay too much. I mean, like, it is what it is. But you just gotta know what's right for your business. And I'm not gonna get into this topic yet, but Vonmarie brought up, crypto. A lot of people's getting into crypto, and no matter what you feel about it, it's pretty much the future. You can say boo hoo you want, it's a Ponzi scheme, but if you look at the history of money, stuff evolves. I don't know what else to tell you. So if you're in that situation, there's different ways to treat that record, and they have software that's what they're good for. They're not all created equal, so you want to really do your research on good crypto stuff. With me, I love coin tracking. That is beautiful. You may pay a pretty penny, but if you're really serious and you have very complex transactions, then you treat it like your baby. You want the best for it. But definitely, if you anything complex, especially crypto and investing and trading, have a software system. Stay away from Excel. It's cute, but we're past that. And stay tuned for episode number 5, guys, and see if Jamal's gonna survive because he's tired. All right. Peace.